Hello. I'll be showing you how to set up a fuel cell test with the ProboStat. First we need to set up the ring stand where the ProboStat is going to be sitting. So for this, take these parts, are included in the section of the ProboStat box. You have to screw this rod onto the base like that. Then we take this nut out and this little ring. Go. Okay. This little nut is used to support the base, and I'm gonna set it up as well here on the ring stand. Now, I'm going to set this aside, and so first thing you want to do is attach this rod here on the side, and with the included Allen wrench, we're just going to tighten it up here as well. And this is what we're gonna use to clamp onto the rings. Now we're gonna take out, this is a protective piece of glass that prevents the inside of the ProboStat from breaking. So I'm just gonna take it out so I can show you where we mount the next parts. I'm gonna set this aside. So this O-ring, we're going to use the layer to seal it up once the ProboStat is set up and the test is the cell is in there. Next thing we have to do is set up this tube, which is where the gas from the anode side is going to be flowing to the cell. And as you can see, there is a silicone tubing at the bottom. What we do is we attach it here to this tube and just slide it through the tube so that you can see it's attached. Later we'll measure it, so we make sure that it's close to the fuel cell, touching the mesh that is going to be on the inside. Speaking about mesh, this is the part that we use to make contact on the anode side, and I'm gonna set it here on two of the ports or pins that comes for electrical connection. There's two on the inside for electrical connections and two for the thermocouple. So I have to make sure we connected on the two for the electrical connections, and this is what's going to provide the current and voltage connection for the anode side of the fuel cell. The next thing I'm going to do is to slide the outer tube that is going to isolate the anode gas flow from the cathode flow. And for that we use this tube, which comes with this fitting. This fitting is going to screw up onto the base of the ProboStat. So all you have to do is slide it from the top, like so. Okay, so as you can see, we have our inside rod, which is going to deliver the gas, and then our anode lid here sticking out of this tube. What we do next is I'm going to bend the mesh onto the tube, and then this little portion of wire inside the other tube, so it's flat on the inner tube. Just have to make sure that it's flat, and so it provides an even contact on the fuel cell anode. So now we're gonna put together the spring load assembly, which is going to provide pressure from the cathode side onto the cell, and it's going to allow the cell to be sealed so the gas in the outside doesn't leak. For that, we're going to use this part, comes with the ProboStat, and these 3 rods which have a sort of assembly at the top, which is another piece of rod with platinum wire. What we do is very simple. We just slide the rods here at the corners of the triangle. So, this is the way it should look once you assemble it. I'm going to set it aside for now, so we do the cathode connections and the fuel cell assembly on top of that. So for the cathode connection, we use this sort of lead attachment. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you is, we have several places where we can connect this, but for our fuel cell testing, I prefer to use pins number 13 and 15, which are on this side. So what you have to do, as you did on the inside lead, is just slide this through the little pins. So what I'm going to do next is set up the fuel cell with the ring that's going to prevent the cell from leaking. I'm going to turn this around again so you can have a better view of it. So ProboStat comes with 3 gold O-rings that you can use and reuse every time you need. Have the gold O-ring that I'm going to use. Just going to set it here on top of the outer tube, this one. One thing you want to make sure when you have your gold O-rings that your inside tube and lid are sticking out about a millimeter out of the, with respect to the gold O-ring. And this is the sort of fuel cell we're going to use. It has a cathode and an anode. We're going to place the cell with the anode side facing down, facing the inside tube and mesh. So I'm just going to set it there for now. So as you can see, there's some spring loading action from the inside tube, and that's the way you want to have it. So that way you make sure you have a good connection and contact with your anode side. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the spring compression system. And for that I need 3 springs that are going to be attached to the bottom of this. Supplied with the ProboStat comes springs in 2 different tensions, some that are soft and some that are stiff. We recommend that you start with the soft ones, and then when you're more comfortable doing your setup, then you can move on to the stiffer springs so you can get even better compression. So we also recommend that you have a set of extra hands when you do this setup, because that way it's easier and one person holds the ProboStat compression system on top, and then the other one set up the springs. As you can see here, my assistant put the cathode lid in contact with the cathode side of the fuel cell, and I'm just going to set this up here carefully. And while he holds that, I'm going to attach the springs to the bottom of each of the rods. Now there is a small lip here at the bottom of the tube and the ProboStat that allows you to put the spring or attach it. Go ahead. Okay, so now I'm going to set up this tube. It's a quartz tube that is going to deliver the air to the cathode side. For that, we have a piece of silicone tubing that is going to help us attach it to the air inlet, which is at the bottom of the ProboStat base. Just gently push it. That. if it's too long, you can always cut it down. So the idea here is to have your tube sitting inside this hole, a bigger hole in the triangle on the compression assembly, and you want to bring down this piece of silicone tubing as much as you can, so you can get it on there just a little bit more. Okay, and this is pretty much how it should look after it's done. We have only one more thing to attach to the ProboStat base, and this is the thermocouple. We supply the ProboStat with one thermocouple that is supposed to be set up on the outside. Here you have two ports where you can set up the thermocouple connection, which allows you to do thermocouple readings on the outside. This one runs all the way up to the cell, so I'm going to set these two pins. So now that everything is in place and attached, just want to make sure that your thermocouple is not touching your wires, that your cell is centered on top of the ring, the O-ring. All we have to do now is close it up with this tube that we provide as well. And what this is going to do is going to provide an atmosphere for the cathode side, the air that comes into the cell. Go ahead. Okay. Now you're ready to attach your gas connections and electrical connections and test for yourself.